Yeah, my partner Eric talks about this like notion of swagger, and like Chicago entrepreneurs are missing it, but we're seeing a lot of cocky people. So I think that's a good thing. We're seeing people starting to develop a little bit of swagger and kind of conviction and pride about what they're doing, and I think that's an awesome thing.
Hi, welcome to the Techweek Sneak Peek series brought to you by Uber. And we're here with Paul Lee from Lightbank. And he said I shouldn't ask him any benign questions. So, Paul, usually we start off with, what is Lightbank?
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to ask that question. Let's talk about the investment market out there here in Chicago. I mean, it's really interesting, right? So
Yeah.
if somebody is looking in here, what should they know about the startup culture that's bubbling up in this little area?
It's starting. We're
Yeah.
seeing some great entrepreneurs. It's still got a little ways to go. So I think you're asking in relation to the other geographies, New York, San Francisco. We're still a couple of years behind, but we're getting there. We're catching up. And so we're seeing some really talented young entrepreneurs, and we're excited by what we see.
And let's talk about the different profiles of the entrepreneur here in Chicago versus, say, in the Valley,
Yeah.
right? Do you see any differences?
Totally. Biggest thing is people can't code here. It's I don't know, what's the equivalent? It's like working in a Spanish restaurant and not speaking Spanish. You want to at least understand it. You might not, speak it fluently, but you want to understand what people are saying about you. So inherently, I think you're going to have that capability in-house. So either find a co-founder that can code or learn how to code. And we're seeing a lot of that as well.
And so does that Lightbank help match up entrepreneurs with other co-founders?
Yeah, I mean, I think from the standpoint of we have in-house capabilities in terms of like building out prototypes and things like that. We have alignment with talented developers that we know in the community, and we do sometimes pair them up with entrepreneurs on a product that someone really likes. And so our thing is, we think that's a really valuable asset. So if someone comes in with a really good idea and they've taken it to a certain level, meaning they've either learned how to code or they have a junior co-founder or another co-founder that's built the code for them, we can help accelerate that by bringing in talented people to help them augment all that.
So why did you choose Chicago?
Why did I choose Chicago? So I went to Northwest. I actually grew up in Chicago, and I went to Northwestern, and I graduated, and most of my working life has been in Silicon Valley and then New York City. I got recruited by Playboy Enterprises, CEO there named Scott Flanders, and after we went private, I left, but that was really the main reason for moving back. My wife and I were really excited about moving back to Chicago because we both grew up here. So
How long have you been here?
a little over 2 years now, two and a half years.
And in this short time that you've been back,
Yeah.
have you seen a big evolution or change?
I think it's great that Chicago tech community is bubbling up, but I've always said the approach of like rah Chicago is probably the wrong one. And what we're looking for is great entrepreneurs, and our belief is if you find great companies and you focus on operating the business and making a big success, the rest of it will kind of take care of itself. I was talking to an investor in Silicon Valley, and they were saying the way we view the world is unique in the sense that when you're in Silicon Valley and you're an entrepreneur or an investor, you're always looking at everything from the mindset of Silicon Valley, which is insulated, right? And so, especially if it's a consumer play, you're looking at it like, would I use this? Would I adopt this? Would I go through and download this app and go through the purchasing? The thing I think that is a little bit unique about Chicago is we're not connected to that bubble. And so from the standpoint of like mass America, which is, the 98% outside of Silicon Valley, I think we have a much more realistic view of the way people respond to a consumer offering. So in that sense, I think Chicago is really well positioned because when you're investing in things and you're looking at opportunities, you're thinking about it more from a middle America perspective than a tiny niche. So I think Chicago as an investor community is well positioned because of that.
Oh, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Paul.
pleasure.
It's been a blast
Thank you.
riding with you here today. Don't forget to download that Uber app if you haven't already. And don't forget techweek.com, Techweek Conference and Expo in Chicago, June 22nd to the 26th.